Hey Janis, here's Cathy's story. So I talked to her this morning, and this is another one. I'm starting to see very common themes here. I wonder whether we're going to actually see within this. So I'm sort of clustering people in my head together in a group, but actually there might be more than one set of people who have very similar ambitions here. But I'm moving from writing and verbal communication. I'm moving to your DIY course, and why am I doing that? Well, I'm a retired educator. So I've had this big career shift in the last couple of years. I'm now writing a book to do this, and she's kind of wade through into the middle of the book. She's kind of I've built this up, and I've got a little bit left to go. But she's suddenly stumped into these your visual ideas, and they've stopped her and they've caused her to think. And then she's seen, actually, as people post about your visuals, the same type of image actually captures different people and they have different reactions to it, and she likes that because she's all about teaching people how to think in a different way. At the same time, this is outside of right field. It's like, I don't know how to do this. I've got a real challenge here. It's a struggle, but I would like to push myself out of my comfort zone. I want to lean into this. I want to learn something. I want to take some creative risk. And this is very much a hobby. So whilst she starts thinking about it in the context of work, I could use this in my book, I could use this in my workshops, I could use this to communicate in the future. It's very much more like a hobby. So it's much more like Nikki's story and Naif's story earlier on this week. Joined earlier on this year. She hasn't remembered the price. She thinks it's $40 or $50. Doesn't really matter what she thinks it is. Obviously, it's a low value in her head. It doesn't cost her a lot. It's quite cheap. So this is different to other people. Maybe it's just the stage of her life that she's in, but it certainly didn't seem to be any consideration in terms of the price. It wasn't a lot to spend on this, and the benefit was, actually, it's on demand. It's always there online. I can fit it around my schedule. So I know that I've got this book that I'm writing. She likes to get out in the countryside and go hiking. I want to be able to plan this and put it into my schedule. So again, this is one where people are actually planning to do this. They're looking at their life. They're making space for this. And how can I use this in my business? It stopped me and thought that. In this case, she found you on LinkedIn, went to Substack, and then she went looking for more visuals on your website. And in this one, it's like, I'm not actually looking for a course to learn. I just want to see more of these visual images and ideas. So having that there, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, there is a place to learn this. Somebody can teach this. Maybe I could do that. Maybe somebody else could teach me too. And so, this was carving time out, and she took 2 hours to do it. I think at the outset she was working quite actively to do this. However, you can see in the story, her editor suddenly says, yeah, look, we can publish this book. So she downs tools. It's like, it's not about putting visuals into that book. Let's just get that out. And, I think she also stopped on her tracks a bit with Figma. So, she described herself not being particularly tech savvy. This is a challenge for her. She's a bit worried she's going to mess it up. So perhaps for some people, you might want to do like the basics of Figma type course, whether it goes into your course or you put it out on YouTube or something like this, showing somebody how easy is this. If you're non-technical, you can still do it. Ignore all of the buttons and settings. Just learn the basics. So what's happening here? Well, I see a visual idea. It causes me to stop and think. I'm good at verbal and written communication. I feel that this is a skill I lack. I've made a significant career change, and I'm trying to create a book to promote what's next. The book and other aspects of the career change I don't think matter, but certainly Naif was, he stopped, burnt out, get me out of this career. Suddenly I've got this opportunity to stop, take stock, and move forward again. Nikki, she's finished her master's or whatever it was. She's starting to plan to launch her own business to help support her husband and let him get off, retire earlier. So a lot of these stories, there's like a natural break point where I've taken a step back, and now this is going to help me take a step forward. It's not my forte, but look, I can see it. I think maybe I could do it too, and somebody could teach me this. and I'm juggling a lot of different things, but I will pull time out of that to learn this new skill. What is it? Learning a new skill, stretching myself, creating visuals that will cause others to stop and think. Some of this is about meeting people where they are. So, if you listen into this interview, she starts talking about this and saying, she's seen how your images then cause people to come along to the party, and they've taken a different perspective on it just based on their background, and this is about kicking off a conversation and getting people to see the world in different ways. Resonating, different people get the message across, share on LinkedIn, and build a community of like-minded people. So again, there's a community aspect to this. I've left my job. I no longer have my old social networks, but look at this online. I can go and interact with people all over the world if I can post my stuff out there, and I can have this community side of things. Wants to learn your creative process. It's all about a nice hobby to have. So it's a hobby that has business value, not business value that could be a hobby. Fitting it around the schedule, taking a creative risk, so just doing something different. I'm at this point now. I've taken a step back. Now I can take a step forward. What will I do? And it's creativity and the need to be creative that's drawing me in. And so, similar things here. I won't bother with these. So, I can carry on as writing my book. It's basically, this is competing with other hobbies and other tasks that I've got to do. It's not competing with other courses. It's, the anxieties. Am I committed to it? Am I going to be in a cohort of people? So, do I have to go and join? If I go and join PJ's course and I'm in a cohort, am I going to be the worst one in the cohort and feel embarrassed, hold everybody else back? And then, can I fit it around my schedule? I don't want to be committed to something. I like this, learning in my own time, at my own pace. So there we go. That's this couple of points there. I think I've already made those. But yet another story that's really about career switching. It's about taking that time in your life to plan what's next and what's forward. Seeing ideas that are expressed visually and getting confidence that I could do that too in spite of a lack of artistic talent. And having the idea of, let me go and take this up and have a hobby and have some sort of social aspect by putting this out there and getting some engagement online. Hopefully that helps. Cheers.